inspirational. And recently I reconnected with her, and today I'm going to introduce Hazel, who's going to be our guest speaker, and she's, like all of you girls, has got an amazing story to tell, and I think you're in for a real treat. Hazel, come forward.
Hi everyone, my name is Hazel Redmond, and it's a pleasure to be speaking to you all today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my journey, a life-changing experience, one I never thought I'd have to go through. I'm the third child in a family of 4, where I grew up with my mum, dad, 2 older brothers and younger sister. We're a close-knit, loving family where we supported each other and strived to succeed. I went to Ashburton Borough School for my primary school years and then headed to St Margaret's College in 2009 to start my high school years. This is where I had the privilege to meet Mrs Peterson. She was an amazing woman from the start, and also had connections with my older brother at Christ College, as she was his English teacher. St Margaret's provided me with wonderful opportunities, both sporting-wise and academically. I loved the challenge of a larger sporting arena and a diverse academic curriculum that St Margaret's offered. I was excelling in all areas when this all fell apart. My life that I knew took a drastic change. It all started in 2010 when I became unwell with what I thought was the flu. I was playing in the South Island Secondary Schools netball tournament in Christchurch. I didn't think much of it initially. However, I was determined to continue playing. We made it into the final of the tournament, which is a complete blur to me. I do not know how I made it through the game. Returning home, my extremely high temperature and sore throat continued to get worse, and a week later led signs of meningitis. I was rushed to Ashburton Hospital. I spent the night in Ashburton Hospital, and the next night I turned into a very different Hazel my family knew. It was evident something very serious was going on. I was rushed to Christchurch Hospital. The virus had travelled through my membranes into my brain. The doctors told my family I had encephalitis, a very severe case. This is a very debilitating and life-threatening illness, which causes the brain to swell. Most people do not survive the illness. I was in hospital for 3 weeks, where I was kept a close eye on. I have very minimal memory of my time in hospital, and didn't understand the grief my friends and family and community were going through. The swelling of my brain was very significant, so concentration and fatigue would play a huge role in my recovery. The neurologist said I would not be back at school before the end of the year. Mum and Dad didn't believe him, but how true he was. Returning home, I can't really describe how I felt. I didn't ask any questions about what I'd been through in the last month. I didn't want to try and understand or believe it. I basically showed no emotion. I would wake up and sleep on the couch. Every day I would try and achieve something new, such as walking around the garden with Mum or putting one piece of jigsaw puzzle together. This would exhaust me for the rest of the day. My brain had a very big assault, and it was taking a long time to settle. As I slowly got better, I was provided with one-on-one schooling. My teacher Annie from the Southern Regional Health School visited me at home once a week. This is where I started showing emotion, and the reality of my illness became apparent. I started to realise what I had lost. I had to relearn many things, including walking in a straight line, my times tables, comprehending conversations, books and television programs. So many things that I had done with ease every day became a huge burden on my brain and used an awful lot of energy. I eventually went back to school, where I was also well supported. During this time, I had weekly visits to Burwood, the brain injury unit at Burwood Hospital. Here I was assessed and spent many rehabilitation sessions, learning to focus on the good and retraining my brain in the areas that had been affected. I feel really thankful for my time at Burwood. As disheartening and challenging it was, it enlightened me to never give up and keep on trying. While my friends were sitting exams, Mum contacted the Make-A-Wish Foundation to give me something to look forward to. We never dreamed the change this could have made in my life. The Make-A-Wish Foundation grants wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions to enrich the human experience with hope, strength and joy. Receiving a phone call from the Make-A-Wish Foundation late 2012 was the start to the most amazing journey for me. At 16 years old, I was granted my dream wish, which was to meet highly regarded New Zealander Karen Walker. I chose this as my wish as I wanted to be treated to something that money couldn't buy. This illness had changed my life for the worse, and this wish had changed it for the better. My wish exceeded all expectations. The day of my wish was more than I ever could have imagined. I was treated. Mum, Dad and I were flown up to Auckland. We were picked up and taken to Karen Walker's workshop to meet her. It was a privilege entering her workshop, as I understood it was a private part to her business. The ultimate dream was to meet Karen personally. We went for a tour around her workshop and then sat down to talk. There was so much to talk about. She was so warm, inspiring, motivating, and a real character. We all enjoyed each other's company, and it was a shame we had to say what we thought was a goodbye. From Karen's workshop, we headed to the Newmarket store. I got kitted out in Karen Walker clothes and spent a few hours hanging around with the girls in store. It was so much fun. I had the biggest smile on my face all day. My wish day was an experience and memory that stays close to my heart. I was so grateful to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for making my day so incredible, and little did I know that it was just the beginning of something ever-changing for me. Karen is now my mentor. She inspires and guides me with my business and photography, and has introduced me to some of the world's best photographers. We are friends and catch up for a wine at her home or a hit of tennis at the local club. Having Karen as my mentor pushes me every day to be the best I can be. Soon I'll be celebrating my 10th year of surviving encephalitis. It's hard to believe how fast the 10 years have gone, and to look back and see what I've achieved, I must say, feels pretty amazing. I haven't let my brain injury beat me. I've had to face some very strenuous obstacles in the last 10 years, and there are days where I'm still facing new ones. Here I am, now pushing to be the best I can be every day. Within the last 10 years of recovery, I've learned to be resilient, show strength, and to take risks. I was 18 years old when an opportunity I never would have imagined evolved, and I began a business journey that is still successfully running. I established the Photo Shop, a photo processing store in my hometown, Ashburton. To complement my store, I then established an espresso bar, Violet, which I have now sold. I am now living here in Hawke's Bay with my partner and as a freelance photographer, specialising in architectural and commercial photography. And of course, not to mention, working for this fantastic school. I recently completed the imagery for the Shine project, and I'm sure have more exciting projects to come. It's all thanks to my own strength and drive, my family, Make-A-Wish, and Karen Walker to where I am today. I'm leaving you today with a quote by Marilyn Monroe. I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you appreciate them when they're right. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. Thank you.